Okay, so here we are. We're using our kind of rower connector with the spud ink straps, and my mom is doing face pulls. So I had some people ask what are some other ways that we use this connector, and this, you can see, a face pull is going to help her use and squeeze all these muscles in her upper back and her outer shoulders, so the rear delts. And this is really good for helping posture, and we're actually using it for some bodybuilding effect today. We're actually doing a minute worth of this to pull blood into the upper back and rear delts, and then we're going to go over and do cable rows for kind of like our heavier exercise. So in the world of bodybuilding, we have this being our kind of pump exercise. It primes the back muscles to be ready, so when we move on to the cable row, those muscles are already primed and ready, and she can get a better back contraction instead of having her biceps take over. So she's doing very good. So she gets a stretch and a pull. Okay, she got a minute in, so now we'll walk over and we'll go over to the cable machine. So, and we already have it set up, so she's going to step back, get a little bit of distance, and then she's doing a little bit of a lean forward just because the cable's down below her. And she's going to go ahead and pull, and we're doing sets of 10. So now you can see as we're using a little bit lower in the back, but it's still that same kind of area of stretching and squeezing in the middle of her back. So this is the heavier stimulus that would cause like the muscle damage, whereas the rower creates that blood pump, which is good for kind of building mind-muscle connection, and then also working those weaker muscles of the rear delts and rotator cuffs. Excellent. Okay, so here we are for another set of this. And again, the idea of these kind of like face pulls on the rower is the rower doesn't have an eccentric, like a very aggressive pull. It's just the concentric against like the spin wheel in there. So what this does is gives us a lot of repetitions and a lot of blood flow, but we don't get a lot of pulling damage or difficulty onto the muscles. So this is really good for improving posture and getting a lot of blood flow and repetitions into these muscles while minimizing the amount of inflammation and shearing or tearing force. So why it's really good for posture development is most people are kind of weak in these muscles. So if we are doing a pacing of, say, like a like you see this bottom number here, it tells you how many strokes per minute. So if she's averaging 15, and we were to do this, and we sometimes do it for 3 to 5 minutes, so we might alternate between a high elbow and a low elbow position, but she might end up getting 45, 60 repetitions on just these nice weak upper back muscles. So over time she can build those up, but it's not against an amount of weight or something that's going to cause more shoulder issues or more damage than what we know would be healthy for her. So again, for our purposes today, we're doing all of that I just said, plus we're using it as a priming exercise for our rows. So we'll go ahead and move on to our rows then. So she'll just hook that back in there, and then we're going to come on over. So, and again, the rows, like we said, now we're moving over into a bodybuilding theory or concept, is this actually does have the eccentric. This does cause the muscle damage. This does cause kind of the hard stimulus on those muscles to get them to grow. And now that she's done that rower, these muscles are wide awake and they're ready to be used. So she's going to have a better chance of feeling them when she's trying to squeeze them and contract them, rather than over-relying on her biceps or not really being able to feel what muscles are supposed to be doing what. So this improves her performance quality during these types of rows by doing the rows on the rower. Cool.